Yeah, hello, my people. How you doing? My name is Chinedu Anichi, your one and only celebrity CSO. And this is Chinedu Anichi TV streaming live from St. Louis, Missouri, United States of America. Today, we are back again in the studio for our talk show, a wonderful talk show that you know, a big talk show with Chinedu Anichi. So, today, we'll be having a very important person in the show. Yesterday, we had the former DG of National Sports Commission, the former secretary of the board that is in charge of Nigerian Immigration, Nigeria Fire Service, Correctional Service, Nigerian Correctional Service, and Civil Defense. That was yesterday. We had Dr. Hassan Yakmut. And today, we're having a very important and vibrant youth in Nigeria. Comrade. Today will be Comrade Yusuf Umar. Comrade Yusuf Umar was former Secretary General of National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. Filled up in the Luther spirit, we want to hear him. Because of the dying, what we have today as a topic is reviving the dying voice of Nigerian students. You know, before now, that when something is happening in the country, Nigerian students will come out and say, this is our position, this will not happen, this will not happen. But these days, we're not hearing from students union, we're not hearing from them in Ghana, we're not hearing from them in Angola, we're not hearing from them in South Africa, we're not hearing from them even in Nigeria as the giant of Africa. So today, we are inviting this our big brother who has been a Secretary General of former Secretary General of NANS, and to tell us why is this going on and how do we revive the voice of Nigerian students or African students, especially in our society now that demands their voice. Okay, today is a great day, and I greet all of you. For those of you who are watching from Instagram, those who will be watching from YouTube, those who will be watching from Facebook, wherever you're watching from. So keep attention, share this live video, and pay attention. And if this is your first time of listening to Chinedu Anichi TV, just press a follow button, tap a follow button, put on your notification, so that each time we are live here, you will be notified and you will enjoy the show. Remember, my name is Chinedu Anichi, your one and only celebrity CSO, and this is Chinedu Anichi TV, streaming live from United States of America. God bless you. So, yeah, in the studio we are having our brother already. So I'll have the privilege to bring our brother to board. Okay, so my people, I want to announce to you, in the studio we have Comrade Yusuf Umar. Comrade Yusuf Umar is already in the studio. Comrade, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good evening.
Yeah, Comrade, your voice is clear. Everything is clear. Your picture is clear. You are very, very clear in the studio. And you are welcome to Chinedu Anichi TV. Chinedu Anichi TV is streaming live from St. Louis, Missouri, United States of America. And this is the
Wow.
African voice in diaspora. So you're welcome to the show. Okay, Comrade, can we hear from you? Wow, network.
Wow, thank
Go ahead. It's like your network is challenging. Okay, you can see Comrade Yusuf Umar is already here, the former Secretary General of National Association of Nigerian Students. And our topic today is why we are no more hearing from Nigerian students. We are no more hearing from them. The voice of Nigerian students are dying. Who will revive it? How will it be revived? And today we have the former Secretary General, the scribe, the secretariat, the custodian of the secretariat of NAS, National Association of Nigerian Students. I think it will be the whole history, the whole information will be at the tip of his fingers. And I think we'll have the right person to be here today. So, and we have Comrade Yusuf Umar. Comrade Yusuf Umar is already in the show, but I don't know. He has a little challenges and I don't know, maybe network, but whatever it is, we are waiting. Comrade Umar is here. Shina, Max Royal Concept. Yeah, case is that K Clay Culture, Victor, Tony Classic, Vicky FZ, Bullion Dixon, Osa Babel. Yeah, Charlie underscore 760. Thank you for coming around. We have Yusuf Umar, Yusuf Umar, former Secretary, Secgen of NAS, Nigeria. In the show. Wow. I don't know what's going on, but I will be fine. Yeah, I think he's back in the show. Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Chinedu Anichi TV. Thank you having me back. Sorry, we have a little network problem here, but thank God I fixed it. I'm back now on the show.
Yeah, thank you. I regret the inconvenience too. I know we can understand what happens in our own background where we're coming from, and that's why that's why we're saying that it is time to hear your voice. So, if you look at our topic today, we'll choose reviving the dying voice of Nigerian students. So, naturally, before now, we used to hear Nigerian students. If there's something wrong is going on, your head is going above the camera. Come down a bit. Okay, it's okay. So we're hearing Nigerian students when, like, if there is increase in fuel, if there is anything, Nigerian students will say, no, we are also part of this society. This should not be done. This should not be done. But naturally, this voice is dying and dying in Africa, in Ghana, in Angola, everywhere. And Nigeria as the giant of Africa. That's why we decided to bring Comrade Yusuf Umar as the former custodian of the Secretariat of National Association of Nigerians, the chief scribe of the house. So you must have information. So this is why we decided to bring you to the show to find out what is going on. But before we come on, please introduce yourself formally to our audience. Comrade. Network is still working against us. But whatever it is, this is Comrade Yusuf Umar, former Secretary General of NAS, national body. So, and what we're doing today is reviving the voice, the dying voice of Nigerian students. You people can agree with me those days that if something happens, you see Nigerian students say, no, we no go agree, we no go agree, and all this and all that. But we don't know what's going on now. Naturally, Nigerian students are known to agitate against things that are wrongly placed, or policies that are wrongly placed on the citizens of Nigeria. But this time, we are not hearing from them. So we decided to go to the former custodian of the Secretariat to find out what is the problem. What is happening? And that's why we're here today. So if you're watching as we're having network challenges and logistic problems from his own background, we are still waiting. You know, where we're coming from in Africa, a lot of things are not stable, but it will not stop us. So we are waiting for him to link back to the show. While we are waiting, we are pleading that you have to just share this live video. If you are on Facebook, share it now as we're talking. If you're on Instagram, share it. Invite your friends. Let them come and listen. So, and you have something to take home. Oh, so we are waiting for our own brother and ally to see what we can offer this day.
Connected to Chalice is S24 Elbert.
Please exercise a little patience for our comrade is I think is finding it network is embarrassing them, where we're coming from. Sometimes network used to be crazy, and then don't have any option than to listen and wait. But before he comes, I think we should be talking about something for those of you who want to contribute. Why do you think that Nigerian students are not talking again? That's the topic we have today. So why? So before now, Nigerian students are known to be talking, to be saying a lot of things when things are wrong in the society or when policies that are not good comes up, then they will always talk. But this time, I don't know why. Nobody's talking.
Let's talk about talking. Africa was in the diaspora. Chinedu Anichi TV. For something voiceless, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Make we talk about talking, Chinedu Anichi TV. Nobody can talk about talking for us, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Africa's arise. Them don't reach you. Make we talk about talking. Oh yeah, everybody try me Chinedu Anichi TV. No day in the happen, no. No day in the selenge. We don't talk about my deal. I see me no so we don't talk about. Mama, Papa, brother, sister, even know the YouTube. Subscribe and follow Chinedu Anichi TV. Eba fukona populo, eba fukona now who be the voice of Africa in diaspora? Chinedu Anichi TV. Voice of Africa, what they show. Chinedu Anichi TV.
Yeah, somebody's calling in, and that is Comrade Isaka. Well, hello. Hello, Isakawa. Hello, Comrade Isakawa. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. No problem. Thank you. Yes, so
Let's talk about Africa was in diaspora. Chinedu Anichi TV. For something much less, Chinedu Anichi TV. Make we talk about Tokyo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Nobody can talk about Tokyo for us, Chinedu Anichi TV. Africa's arise. Them don't reach you. Make we talk about Tokyo. Oh yeah, everybody trying to Chinedu Anichi TV. No day in the afternoon, no day in the celebrate. We don't talk about like you. I see me no so we don't talk about. Mama, papa, brother, sister, even though the YouTube. Subscribe and follow. Chinedu Anichi TV. Never forget photo, never forget them. The woman the voice of Africa in diaspora. Chinedu Anichi TV. Voice of Africa, what they show. Chinedu Anichi TV. Now where we go there. Chinedu Anichi TV. Gather your family, call
Sorry for the
everybody.
breakout, sir.
Chinedu Anichi TV. Listen what the
yes. Yeah, that is Chinedu Anichi TV, and our guest is back from some little challenges resulting from the network. We apologize, but it's not his fault. You know where the background we're coming from in Africa. Things sometimes are not stable. So I know he's prepared for this show, but there are things you can't control. So I have excuse for him. He was punctual, he was ready, and but there are certain things you cannot avoid or control. So, Comrade Yusuf, thank God you're back. So, please, can you introduce yourself to our audience
Yeah,
so we move from here?
yeah. Good evening from here, Nigeria. Chinedu Anichi TV. Thank you for having me here from Nigeria, from the capital of Nigeria, which is Abuja, FCT. My name is Comrade Yusuf, a former National Secretary General of NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students, 2018-2020. That was when I served the Nigerian students. But before then, I was a student union government president when I was in Polytechnic, National State Polytechnic in Lafia, and I was a deputy coordinator of NANS Zone C, North Central Zone. I was also National Director of Travels and Exchange in 2015-2016 while I was running my HND. So I proceeded to the university to have a BSc in geography. That was when I contested for the National Secretary General and I emerged. That was when I served the Nigerian student. And today I am running my PhD in land administration, SEM University, National University, Kefi. The position of NANS presidency, it is zone to North Central Zone, which is Plateau, Benue, Nasarawa, Kwara, Kogi, Niger, and FCT. 7 states. Among these states, we are going to have the next NANS president, but I know I'll be the one to claim the position. By virtue of the position that I've held so far, that qualifies me, make me stand tall among other aspirants who are contesting for position of Nigerian students. Of course, we have our slogan in NANS, the 3 C's: you console, you consolidate before you confront. But at the moment, an injury to one is an injury to all. We stand by each other, We don't look at nepotism, and we stand by our brothers. We don't have religion in Nance. All it is known, we stand by each other. Nigerian student voice, it is one. Well, you asked a question that then we used to hear Nigerian student voice, but now we don't used to hear Nigerian student voice. Well, I stand to equally throw more light on that. Sir, you agree with me when there is climate change? Those who trained their cattle, they change from one area to another area in order to make the cattle feed well. As it is today, we have a new government on board, and whatever decision you take without the student leaders, the decision is not meant for the student. But I equally want to say this without any iota of doubt. There is Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is the president for Nigerian students. He is a president who have listening ears to Nigerian students. There's never been a time where a president received the NANS president on 3 to 4 occasions. In different occasions, he has received the president of NANS. He has given him listening ears. And of course, there is no decision that the government will take without involving NANS. The present government of today have been given listening ears to NANS. It's only when the leaders who are on board who refuse to mention what Nigerian students want, that's when they will now say Nigerian students have not been benefiting from the government. Sir, you agree with me that today, the third fund, they have increased the allocation on third fund from the 2% they are collecting from various industries and factories to 5%. And of course, most governors today and the president also, if you look at the budget, they have increased the budget in the educational sector. They stand to maintain the 26% of UNESCO, which they recommended that the Nigerian government should be using. If you go to our libraries today, it has been transformed to e-libraries where you be in your house and check your student or your daughter or son results. You don't need to go to the school, unlike the analog system. The third fund that we have today, they have increased most of the allocation. They send most lecturers to university outside the country to go and have PhD, more knowledge on their field of studies, so that they will come back and reciprocate same to Nigerian students. If you equally agree with me today, sir, there was no net fund, but the coming of Mr. President, he has introduced net fund, and most universities, polytechnics, monotechnics, and colleges of agriculture, they have been benefiting Nigerian students every month. Students are entitled to 20,000 naira, aside 3 to 500,000 that they are benefiting directly. We equally have loan, Nigerian student loan. With students, it is easier for them to access loan to pay their school fees from 100 level to 400 level till they graduate. And they are not paying that money back immediately. It is after they serve their NYC, then when they got a job, they will now start paying the money. Of course, it's a welcome idea, and we agree with Mr. President, and we are happy with that. And if you look at the scholarship today, the federal government scholarship, they have increased numbers of the scholarship. They send students from those who don't have ministers, senators, or governors. The children of the poor today, they are accessing the scholarship. If you look at from that of NNPC, they gave scholarship to Nigerian students. Third Fund gave scholarship to Nigerian students too, and Nigerian governors equally, they are trying for giving out scholarship. Well, you see, just like I said, an injury to one is an injury to all. We are leaders of Nigerian students today. Tomorrow, others will come. It is a privilege that some of us we are serving. Sir, you can go back and check. When I was National Secretary General of NANS, the president of NANS in 2018-2020, Comrade Daniel Simbamilele Akpan, you can go and check when there was a case of xenophobia attack to Nigerians that they are staying in South Africa. We stood firm against that, and we made the federal government to stand on Nigerians that they are in South Africa. A delegation was sent by the then president President Muhammadu Buhari, they evacuated some of our students that are there. And when there was crisis in Sudan, we equally make sure the federal government sent a delegation and they sent flights to those countries. They evacuated our Nigerians that are stranded to that place, most especially the students, back to Nigeria. I equally want to give kudos to the owner of Peace Airline. He donated his airlines for free to go and evacuate Nigerian students and Nigerians that are in that country. And of course, today there is no decision the government will take without inviting or involving NANS. And the NANS president also and the Senate president, the NANS president, Comrade Lucky Omofeni, and the Senate president, Comrade Akintaye Bapti, they have been working around the clock to ensure that Nigerian students benefit from this present government decision and that they have been taking.
Okay, that's wonderful, Comrade Yusuf. You see, and we want to take this thing piece by piece because we are being critical about what we're doing, and a lot of Africans and Nigerians are listening to us, and we are all in Nigeria. The major problem of Nigeria now is hunger. It's only somebody that if you feed well before you go to school, that is number one. The
Yes.
second problem of Nigeria now is fuel, not scarcity anyway, but will I call it the hike in the price of fuel or petroleum this thing, products in Nigeria. So that's another thing that making a lot of things because it affects the price of everything. You know how things happen in Nigeria. When somebody buys for 1,300 or 1,200 or 1,000, as the case may be, and the person is selling food, the food he used to sell 500, you start selling 700 immediately. So fuel is part of what affects our economy. And these two things we are talking about, everybody, if we are sincere to ourselves, we know that this is a problem in Nigeria. So, and for how long now have Nigerian students spoken about this matter? You are telling me about evacuation, you are telling me about this other one. Yes, they are perfect things, and Nigerian students try and they do. But before now, we are trying to compare things. There are situations during IBB, there are situations during different presidents, even during Obasanjo, that when policies that are harsh to the citizens come, it must not affect Nigerian students directly. Nigerian students will add their voice. And that is what we are saying. Those things are not coming up the way they used to come up before. Now you're telling us about scholarship, you're telling us about third fund, you're telling us about those things, and about the loans. Like in America here, every student can access students' loan. It's very, very clear. But how many people can access loan in Nigeria? And that is the truth. So we're not saying that all these things are not in existence, but is it really pragmatic? Is it really evident in every student's life? So, and if it is not, why are Nigerian students leaders and the Nigerian students, why are we not talking?
Well, sir, let me respond on the issue of the fuel subsidy. You see, the issue of the fuel subsidy.
I didn't talk about first subsidy. I said
Okay,
about the increase of price of fuel. I
of
don't
fuel.
know about subsidy. I don't like talking things I cannot defend.
Okay. Well, you see, on the increase of the fuel pump price.
Yes.
Okay. Now, just like I already said, during our time, when during President Muhammadu Buhari, before the increment of that fuel, then we were invited by the NN. They explained to us the reason why they want to increase fuel then. By so doing, they are going to make palliative for Nigerian students to equally caution any hardship that Nigerian students may go. And on this present administration, there was a palliative that were given to the various governors, senators, and also the leadership of now. They were given palliatives. They have their own structures. They have the zonal coordinators. They have national officers that are coming from other zones, and they have the joint campus committee chairmen. So most governors make it easier for Nigerian students. Like in my state where I'm coming from, Nasarawa State, the governor, Engineer Abdullahi A. Sule, made it easier for Nigerian students. He sent in trucks of rice to various tertiary institutions, and it was being monitored by NANS. I was part and parcel of those who monitor it for Nigerian students. And like Federal University Lafia, there was 8,000 bags of rice that was given to Nigerian students, including 20 million naira, just to reduce the hardship. Down to the State Polytechnic, there was 4,000 bags of rice that was shared to Nigerian students. So some of them who got one, they equally share with others, and 10 million naira was given. Then same thing happened to State University, National University, Kefi. 8,000 bags was given, then 20 million naira was given to school. Then as for other states, they make it easier. Where some governors too, like that of Lagos State Governor, and I think I can recall, they made buses available for those who want to travel within that period for them to get things easier. As I speak to you too, there are other governors who have made buses available. The state government buses, you don't pay something as commercial buses. It's a way of palliative too for the Nigerian students. And there was a CNG bus that was shared also for Labor Union, TUC, and NANS. Do you call it make things easier for students in terms of transportation? Well, things are hard now for some of the students. But of course, they said there's no food for a lazy man. You know, some persons are naturally lazy. They don't want to go out there to look for something and make life easier for themselves. They only be waiting for uncles, sisters, and aunties. And what is constant in life is change. When there is change, you adjust whatever you are consuming.
Okay, that's good. I think you're coming from a dimension that you are practically involved and you are giving material evidence or empirical evidence of your claim that government really gets Nigerian students involved in whatever they are doing. Okay, for those of us outside who are thinking all these things are not happening because some when we are complaining, we see a lot of students join us to complain. So, on that note, I want to say, because before we come to your position, we need to from all this background. Is sometimes these things do they get to the grassroots? Because you said you have your structures. Do they get to the grassroots and do the real student Nigerian students like those who don't have anybody, do they feel this impact directly?
Well, the rice that was shared, including the money, of course, they know how to reach everybody. But there's a template that the union president of various tertiary institutions were using. Some of them gave an access card for those that will come in. Because if you look at most of the departments today, some departments you see they have about 3, 4, 5,000 students from 100 level to 4, 500 to 400 level. Let me give you an example like public admin. You might see maybe 7, 800 students, 100 level, like 5, 600 level, 300 level, like that, and so. So you see a university that has 20,000 students. Of course, you know that the rice will not go down for all of them. And what it is being faced now with some of the leaders, when there's corruption is one thing that is killing so many persons. We'll be insulting our leaders that they are corrupt. But at the grassroots, also, we have those who are corrupt. What is meant for the public, they want to siphon it for themselves and their family alone. You know
Okay,
it, and I know it's happening in every country. There is not every other person should benefit what the government is sharing.
okay. Comrade Yusuf Umar, I know you. vying for the position of the presidency of NAS.
Yes, sir.
And what inspires you? What do you think? Why do you think you are? Because from your statement, you say with you think you should be the one to clinch the position. Why do you think you
Yeah.
are so confident to do this?
Okay, sir. First and foremost, I felt as a student union leader, but where all the tertiary institutions, you will find out most union they are not part of decision makers. Most of the tertiary institutions, you see where vice chancellors, provosts, rectors, they will sit within and the council member, they will take a decision that is harsh, a policy that will be harsh for the students. And at the end of the day, it boils down to the student union government president. And if they react the next thing, they begin to threaten them that they are going to send out of the university to a point where they will expel a union president. And we will now go and well, after,
Wow, it's a network.
after a thorough investigation, we will discover that the student union government president were right. And you see, there are some situations where tech fund will send in money for projects. Provost, vice chancellor, they will siphon the money, most especially when they have maybe 4 or 5 months to leave office, and nobody will want to say anything. So this kind of level of decision, I equally want to put an end to. And if you look at it today, most students don't know that in agriculture, there's a way you can be living largely, you can export your crops out of your state for an exchange. So this is for the make money. And we equally have what is called life after school. You begin to prepare yourself. If I leave the university or the polytechnic or the colleges, what will I be doing? There are entrepreneurship programs that are already is on my blueprint. That I don't want to say it here. Other aspirants are watching that they might equally go and be used to use it as part of their campaign. And sir, you are president, they take their time, sacrifice their time and serve the Nigerian students. And at the end of the day, they will go for. I want to make it a level playground where union president will serve, and after graduation, be an automatic appointment for the union president to continue work in that school. There has to be a choice for him whether you go there or not. So that if it is now like that, we will reduce so many good graduates that we have on the street. I watched it where there was a first class student who was selling pure water, graduated from Umoru Musa Yar'Adua University, that is selling a pure water. It's uncalled for in this country. If you engage that boy now in an entrepreneurship, since he has a business knowledge already, he will equally use it. And I believe he will employ others and teach them how to catch the fish, not how to eat. And aside that, sir, I will equally make sure state governors, federal government increase the numbers of their scholarship, post-free allowances for the Nigerian students. Most of our leaders.
Well, I think there is a challenge coming from network from the other side of the divide. So patiently, remember we are talking with Comrade Yusuf Umar, former Secretary General of National Association of Nigerian Students in 2018. So today we are talking about reviving the dying voice of Nigerian students, and he has been a custodian of the Student Secretariat in 2018, and he is live on the show telling us what we don't know about their modus operandi. So we are waiting for him to show back, and as we are waiting for him to come back to the studio, we'll be listening to our jingle.
Anichi TV. Make we talk our talk, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Nobody can talk our talk for us, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Africa's arise. Then don't reach you. Make we talk our talk, yo. Oh yeah, everybody join the Chinedu Anichi TV. No day they happen, no day they celebrate. We don't talk about.
Yes, so and there it happen. Now there it shelenge. So what I am saying is that we are good to go with our brother Comrade Yusuf Umar. He has been explaining to us, especially I was shocked that Umar was really defending completely this administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu because I was thinking he will say the government does not carry them along. So, but he says everything that the president Tinubu is doing is carrying Nigerian students along. That's a very, very high score for the president. Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
no
Yes,
problem.
sir. Sorry. Just have some little network issue here. So, as I was saying, Nigerian students must be part and parcel of the decision makers in this country. Where I am going to equally request from the House Committee on Education, they should make it mandatory for those who are public office holders. Their children also should be going to public schools. They should not go to private schools. Anybody who wants to send his or her daughter to private school, the person must not be a public office holder. So that whatever decision they want to take, they know that their sons and daughters are part of those who will be affected. And I will equally made it clear that my government will be a government for Nigerian students. And of course, it is my duty to protect the welfare, rights, and interests of all Nigerian students, to make things clear and easier for them, which I believe the government of today, they always give Nigerian students the listening ears, and Nigerian students are part and parcel of the decision makers in the country today. For the issue of the increment of fuel, the leadership of NANS, they are part and parcel of the decision makers, and they are equally much aware what is happening in the country. You know, this country, we have more than 250 million persons that are being governed in this country. There are a lot of people who don't care about the government are doing. And we have three people who watch how they do it. We have others who knows how to do it. We have those who wonder how they do it. So we, as a watchdog society, it's our sole aim and responsibility to remind the public office holders that Nigerians need to enjoy dividends of democracy. And of course, by so doing, not just to elect you to office, you will go and forget about your constituents. You need to come back and at least provide security for them, provide water for them, provide electricity for them, and fix their health center and education also. By the time you are done with these 5 to 6 items, they don't need anything from you. Road construction and let water be available for them. So what do they want? Again, the education is there, the road network is there, electricity is there, you have fixed their health center, and educational sector is up to standard. So what do we want? We don't want anything. All I need in my government, it is equal representation from all levels of the government. So I'm going to stand by Nigerian students and continue to stand by them.
Okay, Comrade Yusuf Umar, there's a striking point that I want to take you to because I've seen seriously that since you came up here, you have been saying very positive things about the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Naturally, I was thinking that as a vibrant Nigerian student leader, you'll be coming out to say this and that. But to my despair, or what I say, so it's shocking to me that you have very positive ideas about the president of Nigeria and this uncertain administration. So it is good that we hear from you what you think this administration have done, practically to, enhance the living Yes. There was a collapse from the system. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it was an internet fluctuation. So, what I'm trying to say, my brother, is that tell us practically what you have observed that this government have in place for Nigerians. Because I was shocked that this government carry Nigerian students along. This is a credit to this particular group. Because when we're outside, we might not know, but from your speeches today, I give it to the administration of President Tinubu for getting Nigerian students involved in the decision making process. Because from your testimony, it shows that the presidency carries Nigerian students along. But as they carry people along and you're part of this decision making, what are the practical or empirical things that have impacted the administration have impacted in Nigerian students, and what is expected of us as non-students to know? Because some of us don't know whatever is happening, and we think it's not doing well. But from your testimony today, I give it to President Tinubu for getting people involved in policy making.
Yes, just like I rightly said, the other time I made a lot of points. I didn't wait for most of your questions. But just like I rightly said, the Nigerian students today have benefited a lot from President Bola Ahmed, the next president. What I'm saying, it is fact, and you can inquire. You can equally get an answer to it. Fine. Today, the National Assembly, from the Senate down to the reps, when the bill for NEL fund was ongoing and Nigerian student loan, both the Senate, when they are sitting on that, the House Committee on Education, they invited the president of NANS and the Senate president. They equally made their input. When that of NEL fund was equally on board, they invited the president of NANS and the Senate president and the Senate president and the Senate president. Now, the National Assembly, there is a decision, they are decision makers with the legislative, where decision will be taken before the Mr. President for saying signature. Now, having said that, they now The next president and Senate, they requested an appeal. They should increase the figure because of the number of Nigerian students we have. And the House Committee on Education set that and they increased the figure. But I can't recall the total figure as I speak to you. I don't want to lie. But the figures has been from the initial figure proposed by the members. Fine. Now the template that they intend to use. And for the loan, they said you must have somebody who is working in the a civil servant, I think maybe level 14 or level 12, like that. The person will bring his pay slip, and but some of us raised a concern. What now happen in a situation whereby students who are struggling with their school, their parents, they are not civil servants? What now happen? At the end of the day, president accepted. They remove all of that requirement. So long as you are a student, confirm you are a student, and your data is being uploaded by your school, you access the loan. And after you graduated, your records are there, your BNs are there. By the time you start to work, then you pay the money instrumentally. That's if you're going to pay them once. So you see, this is a welcome development. Of course, I believe other countries they have been doing that, but me, I see it as a new. I saw it as a new thing on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu renewal hope in educational sector. Apart from the NEL fund and the Nigerian student loan, there's a shuttle bus that is being made available by some governors, courtesy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who released some funds to some of the governors. They said it was a loan, a piloting loan received by various state governors. Some of the governors made available of buses for union leaders, and through head of tertiary institutions, they made available of buses to make things easier for Nigerian students in terms of transportation from where they are staying, because hostel cannot accommodate the whole of the students. And more so, there is an arrangement where there's going to be public-private partnership to increase more hostels in various tertiary institutions, which I believe it will soon come up. Already it's on ground, and they are going to partner with TED Fund down to various schools. Just like I said, they have increased, various governors have increased their educational sector budget 26% to maintain UNESCO standard. This also, it was a welcome idea. And Mr. President, the people from the grassroots have been crying. So how can they enjoy what is meant for them? That's dividends of democracy. He didn't stop there. He proceeded and followed a case to Supreme Court to ensure that there's an autonomy. That autonomy alone, it is something that has made the politicians, the local government chairmen, the councillors, who are closer to the people at the grassroots, for them to benefit directly from what is coming from the federal government. And of course, today we have elected chairmen who money is being sent to various local government accounts direct. And I believe in the next 2 3 months, we will begin to assess uh, most of the local government chairman projects to see if truly the people at the grassroots are benefiting or not. So aside this, sir, there are other benefits that Nigerian students have benefited. And there was this CNG bus. They gave NANS, I think, about 20 of it to NANS to equally ease their movement from one state to another when there are issues they needed to go and address. They don't need to follow commercial buses to pay for transport. But the CNG bus, it costs you less in terms of fueling. The Senate President said, and I quote, that Baptiste, he used 15,000 naira to fuel 18 cars bus from Abuja to Ondo. So you see, by so doing, it is the coming of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that made Nigerian students to have this access. During our time, when I was National Secretary General of NANS, we met with President Muhammadu Buhari just once. But in this government, they have met with the president, I think, on 4 occasions, placing a request for Nigerian students. So I believe with this, gradually we'll get to where we are trying to get to. And the president who have listening ears for Nigerian students.
Wow, that is great, and that is very, very important. I look at another very sensitive part of maths because what I think militates against unity is factionalization.
Mm.
I knew one time that they had like four presidents of NAS, four Senate presidents. So, what will be your strategy? What do you think, first of all, is the cause of all this? And what would be your strategy on how to minimize, even if not entirely eradicate it, but minimize the issue of factionalization in NAS?
Well, you see, the issue of faction you just made mention. When there was disagreement completely, we in NAS we disagree and agree. We don't disagree totally. That would make us one and more united and more stronger than every other student or youth group in the country today. You see, in NANS, just like you rightly said, there was a time where there were about four persons who were president of NANS. But if they are going into election, it's what they call unity convention. Every other persons will bury their personal interest and put their heads together. The Department of State Security Service, they have been doing a wonderful job for us, where they will invite all the presidents that each and every one of you, please massage your ego, keep your pride aside for the sake of Nigerian students. You are about to hand over this government to another zone. We have zone A, B, C, D, E, and F. Then it used to be zone A, B, C, and but now, as it is now, we have zone A, which is northwestern state. We have zone B, which is the south-south state. We have zone C, which is the north central state. We have zone D, which is the southwest, the Yoruba speaking state. We have zone E, which is the northeast. Then we have zone F, which is the southeast. So currently now the president of NANS is from the south-south. That's zone B. So after zone B is going to zone C. After zone C is zone D. After zone D is zone E. After zone E is zone F. So it is now easier, and it's just 15 months that you spend in office. You spend 12 months, then you begin to proceed for your transition. Once you are 11 months in office, the Senate President will now call for a pre-convention, which we are about to go for Lagos. We are going to Lagos State on the 4th to 8th of December for pre-convention. That's the last function of the Senate. That's the Senate President. He will address the Congress, he will address the union president and also the aspirant. He will tell them his achievement and he will wish them well. Then they will now pick a date and venue where another election will take place so that they will now transit properly and hand over. So if it comes to issue of faction, we usually disagree and agree, which like I rightly said, the men of the security have been doing a wonderful job. They will appeal to each and every one of them, whether you are genuine or you are not genuine. Of course, mostly we usually have the authentic president who will win an election. But at the end of the day, there are grief members who have some persons in the government that are supporting them, who have supported them before they went and lost an election. But because they want to prove a point and capacity to go and declare themselves president of NANS, either in an hotel or a beer parlor, they'll begin to move around. And you have some persons in NANS also who wants to follow them because they believe that they brought somebody and the person lost. They don't want to remain users. They will continue to factionalize and cause distraction on the other person's government. And we have some union president also who supported that person that lost. They will equally want to be with that person. But leadership comes from God. Leadership comes from God, whether you take it or you leave it. If you are genuine, you stand. You know the spirit of genuineness. It's more than that of faction. When you are factionalizing somebody's office, you cannot go to a place. You cannot go to a place freely. If you are in a program, the now say security agency are coming after, or the legitimate president is coming, you see the person will do and run and leave that place. So I am
Yeah.
equally praying to Almighty God that this election that we're about to go for our zone, which is Zone C, the North Central Zone, we should not have faction. We should have a united Nance so that our voice will be heard. The whatever we are bringing forward before the government, let the government equally look at it critically and make provision of whatever we are putting before them for Nigerian students.
Yeah, that's a wonderful expression. But you as a person, you as a candidate, what is the strategy you will use to make sure that these factions will be reduced? You might not eradicate it because you know now, naturally in Africa, people will always, when they lose election, they will always, try to prove a point, whether the point is nice or bad. You see what happened in America. Um, Kamala Harris lost the election and congratulated Trump immediately. But
Yes,
in our side, it's very, very difficult. And from the general election, it affects other elections in different segments. So we're all Nigerians, and that's what I observe that happens in mass. So you as a person, what you would do as a person to be able to um,
well, you
minimize this kind of.
okay. Well, you see, I have contested election and lost before. I have contested an election and won before. So it's not a new thing to me. I have never taken election as a do or die affairs. I believe leadership comes from God. Fine. Just as you rightly said, what will I do to stop or kill a faction? And I cannot stop it all. But there's what we do.
Go ahead, I'm hearing you. I just
There's
highlighted you.
okay. There's what we do at times. You make your government open for other aspirants too to equally make their input. At times, you may not have the election of various offices completely. What they do is that other aspirants who lost election, they will make provision of other offices for them. For example, maybe you've never held position at the national level, then they'll now make an office available for you to come and occupy, so that you contribute your own quota in the government that have already come on board. Or if you don't want to take the position, then you bring somebody among your trusted allies so that the office will be given to that person. Are you getting me, sir? Then there are
Sure.
other stakeholders who have held position in NANS. And I will equally make sure I find out who are the people who supported you for the election. We will go and see them. We will appeal to them. They should talk to you because you are the only person that can talk to that other aspirant who lost an election. So we will appeal to that person. The person will call you, he will call us, we will sit. When there are programs, we will agree. There will be terms and conditions at times. They say, okay, I need this office, I need this office, I need that office. Some offices we usually go to Senate sitting, Senate floor to complete the election. So there, for you not to feel completely out of the government, because you have some ideas and ideology and initiatives, and you have some blueprint also that might be different from my own. So I'll equally appeal to you. Open. I'll equally have an open door policies for you to come. Let's work together so we achieve a common goal for Nigerian students. The most important thing, this place, NANS, is a forum and it's a ground, it's a pressure group for us to come and showcase our style of leadership and also to equally lead others. It prepared us while going for circular politics and equally made us to know some persons who will take them as our mentor, as our leaders. Of course, I cannot kill faction, but our appeal to those who are behind those other aspirants that lost an election. It's only when you have ego. When you have an ego, you don't want to go and talk to those persons. To sit on a round table with them, they will continue to destroy a lot of things for you. I have seen presidents who have an ego, who have pride. They refuse to talk to others who declare faction against them. At the end of the day, they run the government complete for the 1 or 2 years that they are staying. But this current constitution now, it is 15 months that you stay in office. Once it is 11 months, Senate President move for pre-convention, preparing for transition. Then you set up electoral committee. Once the electoral committee came on board, they conduct their election, that is all. Then you now leave and go. But it happens that some zone, you have some very stubborn comrades. No matter what, they will not want to shift a ground for peace to reign in that zone out of anger. But there's another thing again that made you see some persons, they will be doing faction, they will not want to drop. You know, in NANS, if you are a student of any of the tertiary institution of that particular zone, you have the right and privilege to contest an election. But now that the zone is being splitted into 6 zones, what some persons, I said some persons, perspection, and they felt that it has to be son or daughter from that particular state within that zone to contest an election. Instead of me leaving North Central Zone now, maybe to Lagos or Osun, and look for an admission because I want to contest president of NANS because he's going to that zone. You know, it is not a good thing. Or I'll leave Nasarawa, I'll go to Abia, which is zone F. Abia or Anambra or Imo or Enugu, I'll now go and look for an admission because I want to contest for president of NANS. You see, I am going to fight other people who are supposed to enjoy their government naturally. You see, if anybody emerge, for example, if the just way is coming to our next North Central Zone now, if I emerge from Nasarawa, so, you know, people from Plateau, Benue, Kogi, Niger, Kwara, FCT, they will benefit naturally. But if somebody maybe from Enugu came and picked a ticket, that's admission, and contested an election, eventually emerge as president of NANS, you know, most of his trusted allies and stakeholders, they are from that zone. They will be the one to benefit more. So that's why some of us who are aspirants, we are appealing to those who are coming from another state that is outside the North Central state. They should please allow we that are genuinely from the state that is within the North Central Zone to contest the election. It's just 15 months. It's just 1 year, 3 months. It will still go to your own zone. So when it goes to your zone, you contest. When you emerge, you all enjoying your leadership there. But what we want is that let it be equal representation. Constitutionally, you are allowed to contest an election, but traditionally, you are to allow other people from the zone to benefit what they are ought to benefit within their zone.
Because practically that is the essence of zoning. The
Yes, sir.
rationale behind zoning is so
Yes, sir.
that the thing will touch the original people from that point. So
Yes, sir.
whenever you do all those, it looks like manipulation, and
Yes, sir.
it looks like trying to manipulate the original intention or the rationale behind zoning.
Yes,
I
sir.
understand perfectly what you said. Okay, thank you. Because from what you're saying, you have multiple strategies. That is what is more important to me as your answer.
Yes.
One is that you believe in reconciliation committee, that you cannot be a winner wins it all. That
Yes.
even when you there should be room for negotiation, there should be room for compensation.
Yes,
Because
sir.
with compensation and negotiation and reconciliatory committee, there
Yes.
it will reduce the kind of agitation results in faction. So when you operate on winner takes it all, that is always the problem why some people will say we will not accept, we will not be part of this. And
Yes.
that is good. And we also believe that external influence causes this a lot because some people have interest in projecting who becomes the president of NAMS. And when the Nigerian students vote against their their idea or their 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 own prospects or whatever their plan is, then they will begin to sponsor factionalization. And that is what is very, very bad. So, as far as I'm concerned, it will be good and we are advised that election of Nigerian students should be left for Nigerian students. External
Yeah.
influence sometimes destroys a lot. What do you think about that? Like external influence. Did you hear me?
Yeah. You say what?
I say like the external influence that we have in the elections of NAS.
Yes, sir.
So don't you think it is it brings something bad to NAS?
Yes. The external influence, practically, that is what usually cause the problem in NANS. Most especially when you are picking somebody that is not originally from that zone, you support that person against the interest of the zone. The zone will team up and support maybe one of the popular candidates among the zone. That's the one that has capacity, that has people in the government. Most probably, maybe if it is opposition party, have an aspirant that came and contest an election. They have their governors who equally make some funds available for that person. The person will just go, this radio house and television, they'll just go and declare themselves and they will continue to support those persons like that. And that's how you see the faction will keep going. The president will continue to be hiding, be doing programs, he will be hiding. He will go to courtesy visit here. Before they will go after him, he will run and leave that place. Like that, and so on and so forth. They'll just begin to make your leadership, you that you are the legitimate president, ungovernable for you. You go to a place, you begin to explain that I'm the president of NANS. You begin to bring pictures. You begin to bring pictures. You begin to explain. You continue to explain with evidence before they'll give you listening ears. And even the people at the government today, it's not everybody that knows who is the legitimate NANS president or not.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. We have exhausted our 1 hour in this show, and thank you for having. Thank you for finding time to be with us. We're happy having you. And we'll continue to tell you that I was part of NAS. I was Director of Security, Conflict Resolution and Crisis Management in NAS. So I've been a
Okay.
student all my life.
Wow.
Up to now, student, I'm a NAS stakeholder. So I've been now passed through Danonje, passed through Radical
Wow.
Brother, passed
That's
through
20.
Tony, passed through A.A. Mohammed, passed through Patrick Afubera, passed through
Wow.
SLF Nebife, passed everybody. So
That's a sir. May God bless my leader, sir.
yes, so I just decided to keep quiet so that you will answer our audience and not me personally. That's why I did
Wow.
not tell you anything about me in NANS, but who have been in NANS, and I'm still a stakeholder of NANS.
Yes,
I
of
got to
course.
know Isaka well. I met Isaka well in the last convention. That was
Wow.
about 2 and some fraction months ago when he
Yes.
contested for presidency. So I
Yes.
was in
Yes.
that convention. That's where I
Wow.
met him. So I was in Nigeria, so came to that convention. So
Wow.
so that
I
you
go
know that I
now, too, sir.
so no problem. So thank you for coming. Thank you. So
Thank you very much,
welcome to
sir.
this Chinedu Anichi TV. We give voice to Africa. If you think that other stations, other networks, other TVs will not allow you to say, we bring you here to say it as far as it is true and as far as it is something that promotes peace and promotes the well-being of all Africans and global coexistence. So
That's
Thank you for coming. But
Thank
before you drop down, what will you tell Nigerian students about Chinedu Anichi TV?
you. Well, I will I will tell Nigerian students that this is one of the best online TV that I've met, that make a level playing ground and platforms for you to air out your view about what you are seeing that is happening in your country, be it educational, security, what have you. Well, Chine Achebe TV station is one of the best.
Chinedu Anichi.
Yes,
Yeah.
Chinedu Anichi TV,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Best, and your network is very okay. It's very okay. You give a platform to every person, not just only the students, to air out their view, what they are seeing about their country, if the president or the government are doing well or not. But as for Nigerian government, on my own perspective and my view, they are doing well when it comes to Nigerian student aspect. I don't want to speak on an aspect or area that I'm not part and parcel of it. But in terms of Nigerian students, we are happy and comfortable with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration when it comes to educational sector. So I'm happy that you have me today in your TV show, and it's a platform where I will encourage others to equally come and air out their view about the educational sector in Nigeria. It happens that you are our leader. You are now my mentor. Please don't take me out of your mentorship. I will continue to look for your guidance. By the time I emerge president of NANS, by God's grace, I'll continue to patronize your TV show. And even before then, I'll equally request if there is time and chance before the election itself. If you can give me more chance so I can come and air other things. For those that I am unable to see them and talk to them, I believe other union presidents, they are watching this. It's the
Sure.
forum for them to equally understand that this person is their former colleague, that if they give him a chance to be the next president of NAS, we always stand to defend their right, welfare, and interest. And of course, if you are to do these three things, everything is inclusive for them to benefit what they are supposed to benefit. Because I said any decision you are taking, if student representative are not there, that decision is not for students. So I want equal representation. Let's give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So thank you very much, sir. And may
Yeah.
God continue to bless you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Comrade Yusuf Umar. Thank you for coming. My people, you can see on the show today we have Comrade Yusuf Umar, former Secretary General of NAS, National Association of Nigerian Students, and the presidential candidate in the coming election of NAS, National Association of Nigerian Students, internal election in Nigeria. So, we are happy having him, and we will equally have others, and then some other. I don't know what you have in mind. I don't know what you think Africans should benefit, or Nigeria should benefit, or the world. This is a place to air your view and to say your mind and to talk your talk. So if you want to reach us, you have something positive to present here. So you can see a number on the screen, +1 701 9891910, or you send us email on chineduanichitv@gmail.com. It has always been a wonderful thing. So today we had today we had our brother we had our brother Comrade Yusuf, and it has been a wonderful afternoon. So for those of you who had time to watch us, I keep thanking you. Those of you on Instagram, well done. May, may back. We need this content in Igbo. Maybe we need more programs in Igbo. Yeah, we have Igbo programs, my brother, on Saturday. So on Saturday, we're always having an Igbo program. So this is an African TV. So, but we have Igbo program because I'm an Igbo. So always give vocal grabs on Saturday, every Saturday. So that's not a problem. I've seen comments from um, people saying, what time on Saturday? 8 p.m. Nigerian time, 1 p.m. Central American time. That's our Igbo day. Uh, we don't joke with it. On that day, you will not hear one single English on this platform. So, but other days, we are dealing with people from the other tribe. The person speaking with you now, you don't expect him to come to this show and start speaking Igbo when he's an Hausa man. Okay. The other day, I had somebody from what do you call this place? From Uganda. You don't expect somebody from Uganda to come and start speaking Igbo here. The other day, yesterday, I had a DG from the north, from Nasarawa State. He has his own tribe and language. So we accommodate everybody, but with respect to my roots, where I am coming from. I created Saturday for Igbo speaking day. So get yourself prepared and join us on Saturday if you want an Igbo program. But despite that, we are a global movement and we are a global family. So we must carry everybody along. Thank you. I'm Ezbo Igbo and I like him here in the Igbo name. So on Saturday, if you are joining our Igbo program. So thank you, all of you who had time to watch us. I thank all of you. 19 underscore K3NA, Junior Moses Bitrus, and all of you. I thank all of you for finding time. Skinner, Lariana, Peter Blessed 23, Informa 99, Former Kekime, Haza Pro 79, MZ Adalinda, Dino Hilary, and my manager. So all of you on Facebook, also on YouTube. I thank you, Jude Gabriel, Mickey Brown, and other people. Please, for those of you who will be watching us offline, please share this live video and don't hesitate to show up each time, 8 p.m. Nigerian time every day when we'll be on the show. Participate. We are bringing back to back educative and life-saving events. We're not discussing buzzwords here, but even without buzzwords, I know you people are genuine. You people also love peace. You love good content. You love educative content. Patronize us. Always show up. Always participate. You will learn. I will learn, and the society will be better. I love you all. Remember, this is Chinedu Anichi TV, streaming live from St. Louis, Missouri, United States of America. On Saturday, we'll be having a very, tomorrow we'll have somebody, but on Saturday, I want to emphasize, we'll be having in Nigeria the first black person to win an election, especially the local council, what they call mayor in America, what they call local government chairman. But now he's going for something like House of Rep or House of Congress in America. That's what she's going for now, in Ireland. Her name is Helen Ubu, and Helen will be live 8 p.m. Nigerian time, 1 p.m. Central American time on Saturday in this show. So please, let's come to this show every 8 p.m. Nigerian time and 1 p.m. Central American time. You can never regret coming here. You keep thanking me. God bless you. Have a nice day.
Let's talk our talk. Africa boys in the diaspora. Chinedu Anichi TV. For Sunday voiceless you. Chinedu Anichi TV. Make we talk our talk you. Chinedu Anichi TV. Nobody can talk our talk for us you. Chinedu Anichi TV. Africa's a rise. Them don't reach you. Make we talk our talk. Oh yeah, everybody join Chinedu Anichi TV. No day is the happen, no day is the selenge. We don't talk about my deal. As it be no so we don't talk about. Mama, papa, brother, sister, even the youth. Subscribe and follow Chinedu Anichi TV. Eba fukona fotumu, eba fukona ebe. I will be the voice of Africa in diaspora. Chinedu Anichi TV. Voice of Africa, when they show. Chinedu Anichi TV. Now where we go there. Chinedu Anichi TV. Gather your family, call everybody. Chinedu Anichi TV. This is what they want to
Yes, so see you tomorrow.